and welcome to the Trailer Park Boys Fan Federation podcast. This is a special episode because we just found out this week that though the show, well, at least I've been aware that the show's been on TV since 2001. I didn't know the exact day. I didn't know what the exact day was, but it was this week was the 20th anniversary, and they created a special for that. I didn't even know it was live when it was shown. Did you watch it when it was live?
Yeah, I watched the first part of it, and then there was some sort of internet fuckery, as they put it, and then I missed when they went live the second time, so it kind of was a bummer. But so I got to see the first few minutes of it, and it was pretty funny. You know, it was just this year it was the boys and Randy, and they were just kind of sitting around and getting drunk and stoned and partying and talking, and it was kind of like one of the podcasts they did.
I didn't watch every single minute of it. So they didn't bring J-Rock back, right? He didn't make an appearance.
Not that I saw. I don't know.
Fucking Cyrus wasn't on.
No, I don't think so. I didn't. Like I said, I didn't watch the second half or anything, or I don't even know if I saw all of the first part either. I clicked onto it and only saw from wherever it was till it shut off, which was only a couple minutes.
Yeah, I think I might have smoked weed at a certain point because you watch any of their shows after a while, you feel like smoking weed. I don't know about you.
Well, I'm always smoking weed, so.
Well, they're fucking growing it or smoking it or talking about it or getting arrested with it. So it's like it's always on your mind pretty much. I don't know how many episodes there are where weed isn't at least mentioned. It seems like they shoehorn that into almost every single episode.
I don't think there's a single episode where it's not smoked by somebody at least once.
Yeah, exactly. So
but that's normal though, because there isn't a day that goes by that those of us that smoke like that like I smoke every day, all day. Like I don't stop. I take my little pen with me if I go to the store, whatever. Like I won't walk around inside the store ripping it, but like I'll be right out front as soon as I walk outside and I'll hit it. Like I don't care, Or if we're in the car, like I'll take a hit off a joint or a pipe or whatever. Like I don't care.
So you can drive stoned?
Sure, why not? Mm-hmm. Like Ray said, there's those of us that can drink and drive, and there's those of us that can't,
There's accidents that would happen even if you weren't stoned.
Exactly,
Yeah, that is true. People get into car accidents sober, right? That happens. So
that's right.
So I wrote a piece called "The Tao of Ricky," and for those listeners who don't know what a Tao is, it's in Chinese philosophy, but you can apply it to other things. So they define it as the absolute.
I thought it had to do with like the stock market or something.
Oh, the Dow. That's the Dow Jones.
Oh, my bad.
TAO. Yeah. The absolute principle underlying the universe, combining with itself the principles of yin and yang, and signifying the way or code of behavior that is in harmony with the natural order. And so I developed a piece called The Tao of Ricky. And so this is based on his outlook and his behavior and, from what I can tell, his philosophy, if you could call it a philosophy. So the first part is be grateful for what you have, even if it is not very much. So that's one thing that's cool about Ricky. I think and even though he lives in a shitty car and he has to wipe all that crap off on top of it in order to go anywhere. He's like thankful as long as he's got enough to eat and some dope and some liquor, he's happy, right? He doesn't expect too much.
Hey, I can relate. You don't need all that, man. Simple man, simple means, simple needs.
Yeah. Well, hey, I've known people who are really bitter because they're not rich, or they didn't get to go to the Bahamas this year, or they don't have the car they want, and you know what? That's no way to live. And unfortunately, that only seems to kind of get worse over time,
Yep.
Very much. The next part is nothing is more important than friends and family. So, there was once a study they took where they spoke to these seniors in a nursing home, and they asked them what was the most important thing to them at that point in their lives where, they probably were going to pass away soon. And they all said it was just family. It was just about relationships. It wasn't about material shit.
Yeah, because none of that shit matters, man. None of it.
Absolutely.
Like when I get old, I already got planned. Like I'm gonna give all my stuff to my kids or my son. I only got the one, or whatever. And I'm just gonna check into a home. Screw it. I don't need nothing. I'll just sit around and shuffle around the home all stoned and hit on the old pensioner ladies, like it'll be awesome.
Well, you know something? There's actually a lot of swinging going on in nursing homes.
You know what I'm saying, bro? I'll be throwing mad parties up in there. I'll be flooding that place with liquor, some Ray's good liquor.
Yes. Did you change as a person when your son was born?
I mean, yes and no. I mean, I definitely like to try to show him, a much better example. Like, so when my son's around, and that's not always good because if you get in trouble by yourself, like it still shows an example. So I have done that. Like when I'm by myself, I might do my own thing. Like, it's like Ricky said in one of the episodes that I was just watching earlier. It's like people say you can't get drunk and stoned when you have kids, because it's not responsible. But all you gotta do, you just gotta get up in the morning, because that's being responsible. So.
Wake up in your big plastic tube. You got to.
Right? Exactly. But I mean, yes and no. I mean, like I still cut loose and I still party and I still get crazy and I've still had my ups and downs since. I mean, my boy's 14 and like, I was still getting in trouble for some years. Like, yeah, I've been out of trouble now. What, like 6, 7 years, 5 years, something like that. What is it? 5 years. So, I mean, recently, no. I mean, yeah, I've totally changed and been much, less of a troublemaker. But but prior to his birth, like, yeah, oh, I was a Hellcat.
Does he stay out of trouble?
Yeah, he's a pretty good kid. He's a
Honestly,
pretty good kid. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, his grades need to get a little better, but uh,
So the next
yeah.
part is be an expert in what you do, even if you're only good at one thing. So Ricky's supposedly like the greatest at growing dope, and
What was the best dope?
yeah, it's really the specialists who do things really, really well, instead of being a jack of all trades. And it's funny because you look at Ricky, like in most respects, he's really dumb. But when it comes to growing weed, suddenly he turns into a scientist. He understands everything about mating the male and female plants and
Well,
how
it's because he's self-learned.
self-learned. Yeah,
Yeah.
self-learned
He
himself. Yeah.
self he self-taught himself.
Have you ever tried to grow dope before? Grow weed plants?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, up where I live, it's done all over the place. You
Yeah,
know?
you got the climate for it. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. We're here in California. Yeah, we grow all kinds of weed.
Does it grow well out there? Like, have you grown it in your?
Yeah. Yeah. Come on. I mean, Snoop Dogg doesn't rap about it for no reason.
Yeah. Apparently, you got a fence. You got to like build a fence around it or something, because like wild, like deer and some animals really enjoy eating cannabis for
Oh
obvious.
yeah. Well, it's a little flower. It's a little, like a little fruit basically. Like it tastes good.
Yeah, and they probably get high too.
Oh yeah, for sure. You got it right.
Well, that's the
You don't
thing.
think you don't think a deer likes running around stoned off his little deer tits? Fucking awesome,
uh, Well, yeah, it's gonna chill out after being chased by hunters and shit, right?
right?
You gotta chill out. You get a little bit. Yeah, it's not just humans who enjoy getting drunk. Like they say, like in the fall when a lot of berries and other fruits fall to the ground, they ferment like the fruits, like grapes do when they make wine. And a lot of
Totally do.
animals eat it and they get drunk. A lot of birds. That's why a lot of birds like crash into windows and shit because they're fucking drunk. Don't drink and fly, right? Happens a lot.
I can totally relate to that though.
Yeah, yeah. Well, yeah, I mean that's like pruno on the ground, right?
Well,
It's
yeah, kind of, yeah. I mean, I've made pruno, and there's been a few times where I'd have like a juice box. You go get a juice box and just set your juice box on your shelf for a couple weeks, and then watch it begin to blow up, and then it'll start swelling up, and it'll get real tight, and then poke a straw in that thing, and it'll be like low level table wine. I'm telling you, yeah. Happened to half a bottle of just ocean spray or whatever, freaking cranberry grape juice. Left it out on the counter, fucking for like a week and a half. Half of it just left it sitting there. I wasn't even thinking about it. And then next thing you know, I realized I was like, shit, that sucker looks kind of blown up. And as soon as I opened it, all you hear was, psh, and anyone who's ever made it knows what I'm talking about because the gas is built up in there. That's why you got to burp it, and so we got to be careful because you burp it and all the smell comes out, and that's how people
yeah.
get caught and stuff. But and I was like, oh shit, look, that's some fucking low level table wine right there. Probably like 3%, 4% or whatever.
What do you
But
mean, like it out past its expiration date?
well, yeah, no, yeah, but not necessarily just past its expiration date. Like you can make it out of fresh, uh, fucking, but you need heat and stuff when you do all that. Like my buddy Kevin, he's the one who could tell us how to make the liquor in the shine. He's the good maker guy. Plus he's going to school for it too. He's getting get certified. I can't wait. We're gonna raise good liquor, and I'm gonna model some bottles for him.
I didn't know.
Print them on 3D printers.
I guess I
What?
didn't know there were courses that you could take where you can learn how to make booze. I mean, it makes sense, of
Oh
course.
yeah, you gotta get certified and stuff to do that stuff legitimately.
Yeah. So I mean, it's not like a college course, right? He's not going away for 2 or 3 years.
No, no, no. I think he's doing it. I think he's doing it online, or maybe at the college, because there is a college in Napa.
Yeah. I mean, it seems like probably the easiest kind of liquor would be vodka. You can make it with like potatoes and other things. Whereas grapes, I don't know, you got to stomp on them all and everything.
I think you can make vodka out of basically anything.
Pretty much, yeah. Grains, yeah.
We could probably make vodka just out of some dirt.
Dirt liquor, yeah.
Dirt liquor.
Or just
Man,
like,
that reminds me of this movie I watched one time. I can't remember what it was. I think it was Office Uprising or something. Basically, it was like a zombie thing, but everyone went crazy when they drank this power drink at this company. And one of the bosses was going crazy, and he was like, "Did you know that in some countries they're so poor that people are frying dirt as pancakes and selling it? We need to get into this business." Like,
that's what they do in Haiti. Like a lot of the poor kids, they eat mud to like to stave off the hunger pains. That's a
I
real
mean,
thing.
yeah,
Well, one thing I never understood is the combination of coffee and alcohol, like a cup of coffee with Kahlua in it, because one's an upper and the other one's a downer. Do you like those drinks?
I mean, kind of. I've always been a mixer, like of my party drugs. Like I used to do, like I'd do everything, dude. Weed, liquor, coke, fucking all in one night party. Woo. Do some fucking nitrous whippets and shit. Like let's get off, dude. But I don't know. I mean, when you balance them, you kind of balance like on a scale if you think about it. If you do too much to one side, your scale gets too heavy and tips.
Yeah, I guess. Well, I mean, maybe that'd be a good hangover cure, right? Because you got hair of the dog, but you
Yeah.
also got some caffeine to get you going. So maybe that's the best time to drink it.
Yeah, yeah. I guess you could always just go get one of them like Sparks or Four Locos or whatever they're called. I always hated those Four Locos. They got those up there, Canada?
I haven't heard of it, but you
They're
never.
like they're like energy drink liquor malt beverages is what they are.
Hmm. Yeah, that's a strange
They're
combination.
pretty crazy, dude. Yeah. I think there was one brand that was like killing some college kids or something for a while. I don't really fucking remember, but I think I heard something like that.
Yeah,
And
maybe that's
yeah,
for a functional drunk, so you could like drive drunk, so you're alert enough.
exactly. It's to help you get to work in the morning. Stave off the shakes so you don't veer the car into the fucking wall or something or in oncoming traffic.
You save the Jim Beam for later, but you drink
That's right.
in the day. Yeah.
That's for lunch now. Instead of having to drink that on the way there, you get the energy liquor drink to get you to work, and then you can have the rum, the rye at lunch with your sandwich
Well,
in the
see,
parking lot
it's
while
weird.
you listen to Trailer Park Boys Fan Federation.
Yeah. Well, in this part of the world, it's different from the way it is in Europe. In Europe, like as a kid, you drink wine and you grow up, so it's not a thing where when you become an adult, you want to get caught up, you want to start drinking. Whereas
Mm-hmm.
over here, you're not allowed to drink until a certain age, and then you overdo it. So you got like college kids like puking their guts out at the end of the night. Whereas in Europe, they've been drinking all their lives. They drink at the movie theater, they drink everywhere. So it's not a tech.
Uh, um, Down in Louisiana, like the Creole and stuff down there. Some of them, the shoot, what are they called? It's not, man, I can't even remember. But anyway, I heard about that too. Like, yeah, by like a certain age, they start letting kids have glasses of wine with Sunday dinner and special occasions and like that. So you introduce it, and then they don't go crazy. Because think about it, dude. You hold something from somebody and tell them no for so long, then they go crazy. Or then when they got to sneak, I try to explain this a lot to people before. When I have to sneak, you either do too much too fast or fucking you get more like you get into shadier shit. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, my mother had the attitude of like, basically, I know you're gonna find a way to get alcohol, so you might as well drink it at home so that you don't get into trouble. But ultimately, at my friend's place, we ended up getting arrested. So yeah, Let me see. The next part of the Tao of Ricky is don't take shit from anyone for any reason. So even when Ricky's like getting caught shoplifting or whatever it is he's doing, if someone gives him attitude, he just tells them to fuck off. But you know something? There's a lot of occasions in my life when I should have told someone to fuck off and I didn't, and I regret that in a big way. The actress of Helen Mirren said that's her number one regret, that she didn't tell more people to fuck off earlier in life.
Yep. Yep. Luckily, I grew up from a fuck off kind of family, so I've never been afraid to say it. I used to say it to all kinds of people at schools. I'd say it for other people at schools. It's too bad I wasn't at school with you, but I would have said it. I would have told all kinds of people, "Fuck off, dude. I don't like that shit, dude. I
We're,
wish,
we're all
you want to bully some, can bully me, dude, to see how that fucking works out.
we're
Because,
all polite.
I got a bigger brother even than me.
How much older is he than you?
He's not older than me.
Oh, is he a half brother or?
No, 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 no. Well, yeah, he's a half brother, but he's my younger brother. But he's bigger than me. I'll tell you that.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Usually the baby grows up to be the biggest. You ever notice that?
What was that?
The baby usually grows up to be the biggest.
I didn't know that. I didn't know that the.
I don't know what it is. Like I used to always see that, and then I see it in movies, and here comes Tiny, here comes the little brother, and he's always like a foot taller than everybody. Well, my brother's not really much taller, but I mean, he's way, he's got like fucking 30 pounds on me, 20 pounds on me. Well, I'm getting a little heavier now, but I'm just getting belly fat though.
I don't know. I think the youngest tends to be spoiled more. I think they say so. Maybe they get more food. I don't know.
That's probably why. Yep, yep, yep. He got taken care of better than the rest of us. I mean,
Uh,
I got kicked out when I was younger, so I mean, hey, whatever.
well, speaking of that, the next part is being a good parent isn't about money. So just like how Ricky teaches Trinity skills, sometimes not appropriate skills like driving at the age of 9 and smoking cigarettes and stealing things, but there are a lot of parents who have money and who are not good parents. They just buy their kids love, and most people who grew up that way were not really happy about it. So, like, in what ways do you parent your son that don't have specifically to do with money, where you're not just giving them stuff?
Well, I don't have a lot of money, so I don't just give him stuff anyway. Uh, I like to buy him things on his days, if it's his birthday or if it's Christmas. I know it's everybody's day or things like that. Like that's when I show him that, like, here you go, I'll spoil you a little bit. You've been pretty good. I'll buy you a little something nice for Christmas for your birthday or something. Like last year, I bought him a dirt bike. That's about all I got him all year. Christmas rolled around. I told him you're not getting much this Christmas because I bought you a nice dirt bike. And he's like, I understand, Dad. You know, and you know, I mean, he's a pretty good kid. Like I don't know, I don't know.
Last time you guys got together, you had a very Trailer Park Boys kind of get together. You watched wrestling together.
Yeah, yeah, totally. I mean, but that was kind of technically free because WWE's in cahoots with Peacock now, and I already have the Peacock app, you know.
Oh,
Uh, and so like I didn't have to pay anything for wrestling. Like it just was on, and he kind of likes it, like every young teenage kid does. And my buddy's son, who's I think he's 15 now, might be 16. He's 15. He still likes it, and so of course I knew he'd want to come down, and him and my son have hung out and fucking they're little buds, and uh, my buddy Ryan's one of my best buds, and so they came down and we just hung out, and then the boys spent the night and fucking went and partied, fucking disco pool party, you know what I'm saying? And out in the hot tub with the disco ball light speaker bumping tunes, and it was party, man. It was fun. And then and yeah, like we go places and we do things, but we don't always. And like okay, and like I tell them all the time, like you don't just get the best of everything. That's the thing. You can't just like let your kids have whatever they want or the best of everything. Like I don't want this because it's not the fucking S47 or whatever. Like
hmm
you need to either he can wait, until he can afford it or till something comes around or something. Otherwise, you don't just rush out. Oh, I'm sorry. Here, because then that shows them, I was like, I get whatever I want and I need this better stuff now. You know what I'm saying? And so then you just rush out and get it. You don't do that. Like if they understand, like, all right, well, if you don't want this and you want the better one, well, then you'll have to wait till whatever day comes where it's a possibility, that type of thing, I'll do. Um,
Well, the stuff doesn't last forever, but those
No.
memories, those will last.
Yeah, like taking him out dirt biking. We've done that. We don't do it enough. It'd be nice. I need to do it more, but I don't get him up all the time. He's only been coming up like once a month. Pretty much this last year. Since the start of the year, in these last few months. Prior to that, it was only like once or twice, or maybe 3 times a year for a little while there.
But do you live near the desert at all? Is there any desert land around?
No, no, not really. I'm in Northern California. I mean, if you go a couple hours, like you can go down south ways, Southern California, yeah, there's a lot of deserts. Uh,
I love deserts.
go east a ways. Go out into like Nevada, um, like southeast a little bit. Yeah, you can get out there. There's deserts out there and stuff, but not really right here.
Yeah, I'd love to go to a desert someday. I'd love to experience that kind of isolation. You ever seen
Yeah.
you ever seen a photo of the Bolivian salt flats before?
The Bolivian salt flats,
It's
like
this so
in
it's this,
Bolivia.
yeah, so it's this like this large flat area and it's covered with salt.
Well,
And
we have one here in the United States too. It's huge. Like from one end to the other, like you don't see mountains in the horizon. Like it's just like it's flat and then
and
to
when it
nothing.
when it rains, like does it reflect the sky? Does
I don't know. I don't know. I've never been to it. My brother, my middle brother, the one in between me and my youngest, he rode across the country on Harleys with our dad a couple years ago, and they rode through it. So he'd be, I don't think it was raining though, but
yeah, and
he liked it. He said it was pretty cool.
well, they said like when it rains, it reflects the sky, and they say it's like where heaven and earth meet, so to speak, because it's supposed to be like just an amazing visual, just like walking on a
I
huge river. Yeah.
I always thought where heaven and earth met was the liquor store,
Well, that too, yeah.
the LC baby.
Yep. Yeah, that's governed by the government here in Canada, but yeah, you guys get liquor everywhere, right? Gas
Yes,
stations,
yes.
shit.
It took me a while to figure out what LC was. I had to look up, but I get it as liquor control because you guys got it's controlled by the government up there.
Well, nowadays, here in Ontario, there's also the beer store, so that's where you get your beer. There's some independent wine stores, so they've kind of opened that up a little bit. But yeah, basically, and there is like one or two grocery stores around that sells beer. But yeah, it's you can't go to the convenience store and just get a tall boy. That doesn't happen here.
Not everywhere, and definitely not near me. But I mean, there's places where it's 24 hours a day. Shit, I think in Texas they got like drive-through liquor stores. You just pull up and be like, "Hey, give me a bottle of liquor. Here you go. Have a nice day, sir." Like it's Taco Bell.
They probably have drive-through gun stores in Texas.
No, I
No,
doubt that.
that yet? No,
Getting a gun is not as easy as everyone thinks it is.
it's not. Oh, okay.
No.
All right. The next part is when time. Oh yeah, do whatever the fuck you want. Anybody who doesn't like it can fuck off. So,
Yes.
so stop worrying about keeping up with the Joneses. Whatever tickles your fancy, do it. As long as it doesn't hurt other
That's right.
people. But stop giving a shit about whether people approve of what you do, whatever your hobbies are, whatever you want to do for a career.
That's right. Fuck the Joneses. If they talk shit, pee in their pool.
Yep, exactly. Or do this prank that Howie Mandel, I think he got suspended from a school for doing this, but he threw like an O. Henry bar in a swimming pool and he dived in and grabbed it with his teeth, and they all thought it was a piece of shit. So and
Was it Baby Ruth? I think is a good one because it's got the peanuts and stuff.
nuts. Yeah, yeah.
Oh yeah, I think that was Caddyshack. Wasn't that? That was Caddyshack that did that.
Oh yeah, yeah. Maybe he saw Caddyshack and got the.
Yeah, I think that was Caddyshack. Bill Murray had to scoop it out. Then he ate it in front of everybody, and all the rich yuppie,
Yeah.
all the white privilege got mad and ran away. Oh no, don't worry. I don't believe in white privilege. It's okay. I like to make fun of it sometimes.
Well, you mean you haven't been given money and your whole
No,
thing for free?
no. And every time the cops stopped me, they not once ever said, "Mr. White Man, you get to leave. Have a good day." No, not once. No, I get to go directly to jail. I don't pass go. I don't collect $200. I go straight to prison. I get a fucking eyeball and a flashlight up my butthole, of a kick in the back of the head, beat up a few times, all that stuff. I get all the same treatment as everybody else. That's the thing.
Except
We all get the same treatment.
Will Smith has much better life than you. I'm pretty sure.
Oh, that's true. That's true. That's true. You know, here's a perfect way I can prove white privilege doesn't exist. Exactly. I'm standing in line at the bagel shop to get a bagel, and in walks LeBron, Oprah, Denzel, and Will Smith, and you tell me they're going to continue serving me first?
No way, no.
No way in hell. No way in
Might
hell.
even give it to them for free, which is it's a
Shit.
paradoxical thing when rich people give you shit.
Shit. Shit. I'd probably buy theirs because I'd be so starstruck. Hey, oh yes, sir, Mr. Denzel. Let me get that bagel for you, sir.
All right. The next part is when times are tough, get drunk and or stoned.
That's right. Because then whatever happens, it didn't really happen because you can't remember, and it's not really your fault.
Or what was the thing he was saying? We're stoned, so we can't understand our rights right now.
Exactly. Yes, that's when remember he's drinking the ranch and eating the stack of
Yeah,
bread after they
they were
smoked
all,
that weed. Hey, we're stoned, so we can't understand our rights right now. You can't arrest us.
there might be something to that, you know. I mean, if you have
Uh
to understand your rights when they're being read to you, yeah, and they have to ask you that, and if you don't understand it, maybe that could get you acquitted or something, you know.
well, they got around that down here. They don't have to read you your rights at the time of arrest. They just have to read you your rights before they take you from booking upstairs.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so they got around that down here.
I'm just wondering who the hell Miranda was. They called them the Miranda rights.
Exactly. And why, like, did she get to choose what's right, you know? Like,
Yeah,
fuck.
maybe she was such a rebel. This is they just thought, yeah, we had to invent a whole system of rights. Because
Yeah, 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 that's what it is. This bitch was so crazy. We
straight
had to
from our chick.
create a whole list, a whole fucking dossier of rules and regulations just around her.
She was like Lucy that time when she got arrested, hitting cops, and they had her down on the ground and shit. Right, the next one is swear when you're pissed off. You'll let off a lot of steam. What is more effective? Right. Well, maybe kicking an inanimate object. That helps too.
I feel like fucking you should just swear all the time. Like just like why wait for the tea kettle to build up and you go psh, you can just fucking just pop her all the time and like you never worry about it exploding. Like it's cool, just a little all day long. Like every like 10 minutes, just give yourself a little shit bitch, you know? You can do it under your breath. You know, you don't have to yell at where the kids and the the coworkers or the boss or whoever or whatever the church sister whoever at the church or whatever. You know, but you can just oh, fuck a motherfucker, real quick and you'll feel better. I promise.
Totally. Let me see. The next one is always look at the silver lining. Rationalize long enough, and you'll find it. So yeah, he's good at that. Ricky's good at that. Where no matter even when he's in jail, he's like, you know what? You get 3 squares a day, and
That's
he'll
right.
you know what? By the end of it, he'll say, I love fucking jail. You know,
A perfect example. You know, I used to say, jail isn't so bad, especially during the winter if you're out on the streets. But like people used to come down like they'd be like, "Oh man, it sucks that you were homeless when I was homeless," and I'd be like, "No, dude, you guys are fucking insane. Like, come down to my spot and check it out, dude. This is when I had the tarp set up in the shower thingy and the barbecue and all that stuff I was telling you about, and the guest tents and I'll be like, dude, I have everything you guys have at home. I got a generator hidden off into the bushes in between camps that we share between these camps, so we can have power at times. I got a car battery set up that I can run power off of. Like I got I have everything that you guys have at home, but I don't pay any bills. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't pay rent. I don't pay. But I mean, I guess the one downside is the cops can come in and kick you out of there at any time.
well, it's like that line from Fight Club. The things you own begin to own you, right?
Exactly. But like, yeah, that's the thing. Like, it's all about how you look at it. Like, sure, I could have looked at that. Yeah, we didn't have shit. But then again, like, I was dry, I was warm. I could entertain myself with a little entertainment on my portable DVD player with the power that I had if I wanted, and fucking we can cook some food and party, go take a shower in the fucking little homemade shower thing down there. Like, whatever, dude. Like, why stress on what you don't have? Be grateful. Got some liquor, got some fucking dope. Like, got some, let's party it up, you guys. Let's get stoned and drunk and fucking. And the cool thing about it is, if you're stoned and drunk, that's another thing. Like, uh, it's cool. You don't even know you're sleeping outside sometimes. Like, you just wake up outside and like it's already over by then. It's like, oh fuck, I slept outside tonight. No big deal.
Well, I think there's become one thing that's changed about homelessness in America, from what I understand, is that now there's a lot of nomads. These people who, instead of just living on the streets in one city, they're just traveling all over the place and getting
Well,
a meal.
the
And
punk rock scene used to do that a lot. You know, uh, I used to know a lot of punk rock guys, and they would come down. They'd hitchhike, through Portland and down into, through California, and they'd always stay in one spot for a few weeks, like maybe a month, and then they'd, all right, and uh, a lot of I used to call them new age hippies. It's like all the buddies we had in the 90s and 2000s, early 2000s that were still wearing like tie dyes and kind of like running around like Woodstock or not Woodstock, but like Burning Mans and shit, or they're always wearing those like hemp. Remember the hemp necklaces? Did you guys rocking those up there? And like,
There was stuff like
yeah, which I rocked the hemp. I'm not gonna lie, I rocked the hemp necklace, dude. I had a fat one with this huge mushroom bead back in like the mid 90s.
well, hemp
My
clothing, it goes a long way, right? It lasts a long time. It's
oh
very
yeah,
soft fabric, yeah.
oh yeah, it lasts for dang near ever.
Yeah,
I think until it gets attacked by shit moths.
yeah, right. Oh, the moths go after it.
Well, I don't know. Moths eat everything, right?
Oh, geez, if you ever see a moth go into your home, fucking kill it. Because I had a problem with moths once. It took for fucking ever to get rid of them. They just keep laying eggs and unbelievable.
Yeah, dude. They come in here, or, they fly in here, go in your closet, and they fucking eat the clothes and
Well, I mean, well, they're just always in
drag
the.
their balls all over the place, get their
And
moth balls all over everything, dude.
you probably get even worse moths down there since like everything seems to get bigger in the warmer climates. So you
Yeah,
the bigger moths and the bigger roaches and stuff.
dude, I've seen moths that'll carry a house cat away.
Yeah, bro. I
You
don't
can
get.
fucking you hear it's like a helicopter flying above you.
Do you ever get like coyotes coming around?
Oh yeah, every night. Okay, like maybe 200 yards from my house is the highway. It's just a 2-lane highway, and right across that is a huge cow pasture. And yeah, every night, man, you can hear them yap, 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 yow, out there, man. All them coyotes. My neighbor Ryan could attest to that shit. Fucking, and my neighbor Rob. But anyway, yeah, like there's bunches of them every single night. I used to live not far from here, just like half hour away. You start going up the hill towards Cobb Mountain. Up there, you can get some mountain lions and stuff. You can see all that stuff.
Steve French paying a visit now and then.
Yeah, dude. I've seen some of them up there. Yeah, Steve French, just one big stone horny hungry kitty, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Don't wear any leopard print clothing on him. Like Trevor. I don't want to talk about it.
Right? Then he's eating salt and vinegar chips, you idiot. No
Yeah,
wonder.
yeah. You have that down there, salt and vinegar chips?
Yeah, totally.
Oh, that was the one.
Yeah, that
We
one.
we
That
also
one.
put vinegar on French fries here, but I don't think Americans do that right.
No, I mean, I think some weirdo Americans do because I want to be like weird like you guys, and like
Maybe
British people. Yeah, the ones that are like, dating English. Can I just say that like English chicks got hot accents, bro.
yeah,
English, Australian, Irish. Actually, can I just go and say like an accent in general to me is pretty much hot.
French.
I've been watching a lot of other foreign shows lately, and some here, with my mom's watching this show and it takes place down south of here, um, Louisiana or something. But they got strong Southern drawl, and I'm just like, oh, that's so hot. Like I'm really been noticing now ever since you brought it up to me that one day, and like so I've been listening to accents a lot more, and I'm like, fuck, dude, like I like accents are hot. Like I want one now.
Yeah, no,
Like I want a girlfriend with an accent now, dude. I think that's it. That's what it is. That's why I haven't had a girlfriend in so long. Like I'm just bored and tired of the West Coast. Like I'm done. Been here, I've done this. Been here for almost 40 years.
you surround
Uh,
valley girls there. Is that it?
well, yeah, that and just like just like regular. It's not all Valley girls in California. Trust that. Trust and know that. But yes, I've been around a lot of them. But there's a lot of like rocker chicks, a lot of Latino chicks, uh, depending on what part, like you go down the city, you got, you got your black chicks, you got your Asian chicks, but I haven't lived in the city that much. I've been much more country, much more outside. I mean, I lived in San Francisco for like a year, and I lived in Oakland for like 4 months. But besides that, like I haven't lived in any other city. I've stayed in plenty. I've hitchhiked up and down California. Like I said, I never left California. I've been to Oregon once and Nevada like 4 or 5 times, and that's it. I've never been anywhere else. And I'm just so it's like I don't know. Like I want to move out of here so bad. I can't wait. And that's what I'm hoping to do. In September, I'll have my degree for my digital arts. That's what I'm learning to do on my AA. And yes, I will be going for my BA. I'm going to continue, but I'm going to take that AA and start applying to 3D companies and production companies and whatever design companies, anything I can find anywhere outside of California. I mean, I'll check California too, because I mean, if something comes up, that's cool. My son's here, but him and I've already kind of talked about it. He'd like to move to Florida. He'd like to move to Canada. Both places I'd like to go. You know, there's other places I'd like to go to. But I mean, I guess it all depends kind of on where I get a job, if I get a job. You know what I'm saying?
Are
But
you thinking would you like want to work in like a CGI or video games and that stuff too?
well, anything at the moment. But yeah, I mean, ultimately, like I said, my goal is to eventually, try to make my own little cartoon. My own little movie, my own little stories. Something. But like, it really wouldn't matter to me if I just got a nice little job somewhere for some 3D company. If I'm making rocks for the background,
Yeah.
modeling rocks, I'm cool with that. Like, if it pays the bills, and then I can work on my own little stuff on the side, and I can get my own little spot. And then, like I said, my son already knows. He's 14. He's already grown up. Like, he gets some things. Like, he knows that we got to figure. Dad's got to move. Can't and he kind of wants to get out of California too, man. And so, which is kind of a bummer for his mom, I think, because I don't know if she's going to. Not that I want her to follow me. I definitely don't want that. But I mean, as he gets older, he can always go back and forth. You know what I'm saying? Like, he
Yeah.
can, visit. He can fly or whatever, go visit. And that's the thing. He doesn't have to stay with me all the time. I don't. That's up to him. Like I've always told him. I'm not gonna make him. Because if he's happy where he's at, until he says, "Dad, I don't want to be here no more," then I'm not gonna interfere. That's fine. I let him know that I'll second you want it. But otherwise, I'm waiting for you to tell me you want it. But anywho, yeah. I want to move somewhere. And so maybe when I move somewhere and it's new and it's like a new city, a new place, new people, new friends, new chicks, new accents. Maybe
Yeah.
I might get back into the dating scene. I was thinking about that lately. I don't know why that just came up. I don't know where the hell that came from. Oh, we were talking about Europe for some reason. That's what it was.
The
And
last part of the Tao of Ricky is keep your expectations low.
yeah, I don't know. Does that seem like I have high expectations there and on any of that?
No, not really. But I mean,
Not really.
nothing wrong with it. Obviously, with advancing yourself.
Yeah,
But
you gotta have a little ambition, right? You gotta actually want to grow the dope and sell it. You gotta actually want to,
yeah.
I guess you can't have no ambition. You
Well, I
gotta have
guess
some.
like from my point of view, my other podcast, the big one, Human Monsters. I never had I never had the attitude of like I don't have 5 million listeners. Woe is me. I was always grateful for having 500, then 1,000, and then 2,000. Like I
Yeah,
was really grateful every step of the way that it's kept growing. So I feel like the fact that I've been grateful for that all along has made it a really positive experience. So not everybody gets to be number one. Only one person gets
exactly.
number one. So
Exactly.
you know,
Yeah, no,
yes,
you gotta be grateful. It's like a buddy of mine was asking me the other day, how many people listen to you guys? And I said a few, enough. It's cool. I mean, sure, more would be great, but like we got the few. I know we get a couple hundred on one, couple hundred on the other, and we add it all up together. We probably get in the upper hundreds, maybe close to 1,000 listeners roughly or so. And he goes, really? Wow, that's. And I was waiting for him to say some shit about it. He goes, that's really cool, man. If I had like 30, I'd be happy, dude. And I was just like, yeah, you're right, 100%. Like, we really just got to be grateful for whoever actually takes the time out of their day to listen to us bullshit about bullshit. You know what I'm saying?
those
so,
friends of yours who went to
so
the show,
thank you. I love you.
those friends of yours who went to the show, Virginia and Kevin, I think it was.
Yeah,
Do
Virginia and Kevin.
you,
Yeah.
you think they'd enjoy calling into the show and being guests?
Oh, I guarantee they would. I already mentioned it to both of them a few times, and they've said yes. Virginia would probably be a little bit easier to make it happen because she's a little more. I don't want to say predictable because like I'm making it off that my friend Kevin's not, but my buddy Kevin, I love him to death, but he can be a little bit flaky at times. So he's always like, I'm busy, I'm busy, I'm busy. He wouldn't say yes and then not show up. He would do that, but it might be like it might take me a minute to get him to say yes, you know. All right, because he's always busy. I'm always busy. I'm always busy. I'm like, fuck off if you're busy, dude. Take an hour out of the week, you dick, you know. but
Right.
but
Oh yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
but yes, you know, and hopefully he's listening to this at some point, and you know, maybe this will light a little fire up his ass and go, oh, yeah, fucker, I'll be on next week. You know, who knows?
Yeah, that'd be fun. Yeah.
Right? Yeah. You know, definitely.
So I'm gonna move on to the next segment. So Raymond and I, well, I created the assignment and we both did it. So we both made top 10 lists of our favorite episodes of Trailer Park Boys. And so I'm thinking, well,
This was not fucking easy, dude. You know that, right?
yeah, going through, there's a lot of episodes, well over 100.
There's a lot, and it's like to actually pick 10 that are my favorite, like it was really hard because I love so many,
Well, there's a lot
you
of run
know.
ups, yeah.
You
Uh,
know, it's like
so I'm thinking we'll start 10 and count down, and we'll do I'll do one, you do one. So like I'll do my 10, and then you do your 10, and then so on. So my number 10 was fucking fucked out of her fucking minds. So that was the episode where they were drinking. Ricky was drinking the salad dressing, or no, wait, no, that was in season 12, right?
yeah.
Yes, that's what it was.
That's season 12, episode 10 is the last one.
Yes, so it was the bachelor party, and they ate
Mm-hmm.
mushrooms and turned into cartoons, and it was a really great episode because like it had humor, but it had a lot of emotion too. Like when they watched the home movies of them as kids and stuff, and
Mm-hmm.
they were getting
Yeah.
with Leahy and Randy for a change, and it was like it was just it's a really cool episode in that regard where everyone was happy, even though toward the end it all turned to shit. But yeah, that,
And unless I'm mistaken, that's the last time on screen we see John.
that's right. Well, I mean, they did put out that last Christmas special, but in terms of the series, yeah, that's his last.
Okay, yeah. You're
Yeah.
right, you're right.
They acknowledged him in the special they put out for the 20th anniversary. They kind of in passing mentioned him not being around anymore, but yeah, they still haven't mentioned how they're going to deal with that in the series. At least I don't know how they're going to do it.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'm assuming that they're just gonna roll with the what the cartoon's explanation of what happened was. You know, like he's passed, he's gone. Like to my understanding, it happened. The cartoon series happened. Like the jail series takes place after that. I mean, unless I'm mistaken, and unless the jail series is them actually getting arrested after the you know, fucked out of our fucking mind where they eat the mushrooms, and that's where they're. But then again, everyone was with them when that happened, so that can't be the same time. So I
And,
don't know.
and they showed Randy outside of prison, so if Leahy had still been alive, they would have been together. So
Yeah. So I don't know. I don't know. You know, it's funny that you said that one. It's not in my top 10. Okay, so like I said, I went through every episode. This is how I started. I went through every season, and I just started putting stars next to all the episodes that I know that I fucking love. You know what I'm saying? Which I really like every single episode. There's not an episode I don't like. You know, there really isn't. Like I love everyone. I can watch anyone at any time. But there's anyway. Got to the end. There was 26. So I have 26 favorite episodes. I guess I would say. You know, because these all were all the ones that got a star next to them. So then I started trying to. I actually started going through those and naming off. Okay, like really thinking about it and reading synopsises and watching clips of and going through them. And go, okay, when I got to my 10. That's when I actually watched every episode starting last night. And I wish I took better notes. I didn't think about it till today. Like I watched like 5 episodes of them last night and didn't take a single note because it was late and I was stoned and I didn't start till like freaking midnight, you know? And anyway, uh, so out of those 26, I got my 10 and then I made 3 honorable mentions. And one of my honorable mentions is fucking fucked out of our minds.
oh,
It
that would
was
be
one of the
if it hadn't gone further up beyond 10. So
Exactly. Yeah. These were the ones that were like so close to making it. Like I had to like go. It was either this one or that one. You know what I'm saying? And I had to go. All right, that one. You know what I'm saying? They were like honorable mentions. So fucked in the face. Fucking fucked out of our minds was one of my honorable mentions. So that's pretty cool that you like that one too. You know. But anyway, my number 10. Who's the microphone assassin? Season 3, episode 4.
I was getting changed, motherfucker.
I'm getting changed, motherfucker. Yeah. What is that? Because I've even got the T-shirt, man. I've got the Bubbles T-shirt, man. What it was I got a gray, orange, white kitty and a white one too. Something, something, something. There's a snake in my shoe, right? Bad and sea skills leave me struck because I roll with my kitties and I'm hard as fuck.
That was
That shit was great, dude.
that was a rough day for J Rock, right? He got
Yeah, it was.
up and then got dissed by yeah,
Detroit Velvet Smooth showed up and
almost called
straight
DVD, I almost called him DVD. Like
Ricky.
actually, both Ricky and Jim Leahy called him DVD, right? I think they both did.
Actually, yeah, you're right. Jim did the very first time when he first showed up. You're right. And then Ricky did it later on because remember in the later seasons, DVD. There we go. I just did it. DVS comes back as a recurring character when J Rock's under his mom. I don't want to get into that just right now because that's later on. But yeah,
I lived in Moncton. It's nothing like Detroit, so.
no. And then I don't know. I always liked that one because it was a fun episode. They did party a little bit. I mean, you get to hear some music. You get to hear Bubbles rap. That's that really cool Bubbles rap. I mean, Corey and Trevor get up there and rap. Which was so fucking stupid. And they're making fun of J Rock about his. You get J Rock jerking off, running around. Everyone's, and then at the end you got that J Rock cool little rap that he does. So it was a good episode in my opinion.
That episode where they mentioned they charged them $9,000 to record one track on their album. I would love to hear that. I'd love to hear Corey Trevor episode.
Right. I wonder if we could find that out there somewhere. I might look up. Try to see if I can look that up. We should look into that this week. See if we can find it.
My number 9 was chlamydia. So it's all because of Ricky getting his heart broken by Susan. He starts crying and shit. And one day I was thinking about that walking down the street, and I actually got choked up.
Really? You thought about Ricky being dumped by Susan and it choked you up?
Are you serious? Like him crying afterwards, and he's like, "No,
man,
no, I'm good."
I feel you, brother.
She was crazy. She was crazy, and
she is a crazy bitch.
But
the sex was so good.
They were like, yeah, amazing amazing sexual chemistry, but temperamentally they were like oil. Well, it's like I guess it's a matter of all the wrong things in common, basically.
Well, in my sexual days and experience, it's been that way. I've mostly noticed, like the ones that can really throw down with you tend to be the crazy ones, dude. Like the ones that are really like we be doing some banging. Fucking like the Thanksgiving, like the drum at the Thanksgiving Day parade. You know what I'm saying? They tend to be a bit of a firecracker, also.
All right, and what was your 9?
Oh, my 9? The fucking Way She Goes, season 5, episode 3.
Well, that's the fire, right?
Yes. That's where that's right after Julian takes Corey and Trevor to go steal the hash from Cyrus and Terry and Dennis and the Monte Carlo. So it's the first episode that Julian actually has the Monte Carlo to start with. That's where they pave the hash driveway. That's where they go and bang behind the auto parts and burn the trailer down. Yeah, that's a good episode. A lot happens in that one. Ray talks about how he had just paid off the trailer 2 weeks before, and his very next word goes, I don't know, something I can leave to Ricky, I guess. And then ironically that evening Ricky burns it down. I was just catching that, and this time I watched it and I was like, oh, that's so fucked. Like I never really caught that part that he just like, it's like, yeah, I guess it's just something I can leave to Ricky now.
We're golfing.
Yeah, just golfing everywhere, man.
And let Bubbles take the rap, and he's like, well, you already took it, so I wasn't going to stop you.
And dude, the best part was when they're pulling up, and that's also because remember Ray's gambling, he's gambling, and so he steals the $60 from Julian off the table, and then they end up going to the strip club that night, and so he gives Ray the liquor money to go up, and he goes into the freaking VLTs and loses all the liquor money, and they're like coming in there like, what happened to liquor? And he goes, fucking Way She Goes, boys. And Bubbles like, what? The way she goes? You're telling me the money went in the machine and it's gone, and that's how she goes? He's like, yeah, it's the way she goes, man. But anyway, when they're coming back, and they're pulling up, and there's the cops and the fire department and the lights and the people are outside. They're like, what the hell's going on at Ray's? And all you see is Ricky walk out of darkness. You can hear him, Dad, we had a bit of a fire. It's no big deal. And behind him, you can see, dude, the house is like leveled, dude. It's just it looks like a burnt matchbook box.
Yeah, right.
Oh.
Next day for breakfast is
And
like
yeah, and,
one of the
and then no, go ahead.
yeah, and he's like, "Oh yeah, you're making bacon for breakfast. Yeah, you can have the last piece as long as I get the grease." And
Oh yeah, yeah. There at the end, and Julian's like, "Get everybody off the driveway, man. All right, get off my dad's driveway. It's probably soft from all the heat, and it's all he's got left in the world. Now get out of here."
right. So my number 8 is the winds of shit. So
Ooh, that's a great episode.
Julian doesn't have a lot of funny moments. He's usually the straight man, but this is one episode where he actually gets a big laugh because Leahy warned Bubbles about the so-called shit winds, the winds of shit, and then when they're in the Dartmouth Vocational School to fill Ricky's hash orders, they hear this whistling wind in the corridors, and Bubbles goes, "It's the winds of shit." And Julian's like, "The winds of shit," because Leahy never told him about it. So that was a really
Yeah.
funny moment, and like Julian, funniest moment in my opinion. I see. Well, I mean, I guess the runner-up in terms of funny Julian moments would be when he was wearing the MC Hammer parachute pants.
Yeah.
Like a dick. And then, okay, and if there was another runner-up, I'd say when they thought he was the Sam Squanch and they started beating him up with
Oh, the baseball bats. Yeah.
Yeah.
That blank around, that was really good. Go ahead. All right.
Yep.
My number 8 is the Bible Pimp from season 2, episode 5. That's the one where the weird dude in the suit with the glasses and the really hot girl with the little Princess Leia braids on the side of her head
Yeah.
show up to sell Bibles. And I'm telling you, that episode starts out with it's the funniest opening ever to anything ever. And they walk up to Bubbles first and they wake him up it's when he's living in the van in front of J Rock's mom's place because they just burnt down the shed and they put some weed plants in there. And anyway, he's living in the van, and they show up there and wake him up. You know, he's just coming out, and ask about the Bible and she's like, "Have you ever read the Bible?" And he goes, "I don't know, it depends." And he goes, and then the guy looks at him and goes, "Can you read, my son?" And Bubbles goes, "I don't know, that depends too. Can you go fuck yourself?"
That moment,
that shit killed me.
Maybe next episode we'll do like top 10 best Bubbles moments and then 10 lists for other characters.
Yeah, that we could do something like that. That'd be cool. But yeah, like I don't know, that shit killed me. And then, I mean, this is one of the episodes that has it all. I think this one started at number 1. It's the first episode I watched, and I put it right at number 1. It slowly worked its way down to 8, but like I at the beginning thought like this is probably one of my favorite episodes. It still made it to top 10, I'll tell you that, but I assumed it was going to be higher than 10. But anyway, because it has so much to it, more than just the humor. Like, if you remember, you know, they just screwed Bubbles over by burning down a shed, so they're not really friends at the moment. Yet Bubbles knows that these people are up to shit, even though they totally got Julian fooled, the cute blonde, and Leahy's too busy, like no one's watching, and they're running around robbing everybody. And there's that scene where finally Randy and Leahy are watching them too, and then they're by the garbage can, remember? And then they hear it, and then the lid pops open. There's Bubbles sitting in there.
Yeah.
And they're like, "Bubbles, what are you doing?" He's like, "Well, I'm watching these two. I don't fucking trust them." And they're like, "Why do you care about Ricky and Julian? They don't care about you." And he goes, "Well, you know," and basically has one of those moments where it's, you know, they're my friends and my family, and it doesn't matter if they're not thinking about me at the moment. Like, I love them, and I'm gonna watch out for them, and I don't care. And I was just such you know, of course he says it totally differently than that. That's not what he says, but it was just beautiful. And it's one of those moments where it's one of those moments where there's actually a message you can hear from Trailer Park Boys if you're listening about, you know, stand up for those that you love regardless if they're being a dick or not. You know what I'm saying? It's okay. We're all gonna get mad at each other occasionally. You know, that's just the way it is when you're family.
Even if they forget you egg rolls.
Even if they forget to get you egg rolls, that's right. And he does. He has that little talk there at the end with him about that. He mentions that to him and goes, "That's why." But I love it, dude. And then fucking when they go all right, we're gonna go to the strip club to get all the stuff back. Remember, Bubbles, I'm gonna go get the rock pile. And fucking they pull
Yeah,
up and fucking J Rock jumps out like he's hard as shit. Rock pile up in this ma. As they're up in there, bro. Rock pile's about to fuck some shit up. Fool.
yeah. That's right.
uh, that was a great episode. I love that one.
All right, my number 7 was Working Man. It's all because of the latter third of the episode where the standoff. Jim Lay's wearing the dress and he's got explosives and guns, and there's that whole exchange between him and Ricky. Is
Mm-hmm.
it gonna be me? Yes, or you? No. I love that. That's one of the greatest dialogue of the whole series. That was so well written.
Oh, I know. I absolutely love that episode. Absolutely love it. I mean, the whole thing. I mean, kidnapping Rita McNeil, all of that. Like.
And it was a great demonstration of what a great actor John Dunsworth was, because he conveyed really well that this character he's playing, basically that's all his stress kind of culminating into one moment from all the previous episodes. This guy's just cracking, and you totally bought it. It like came out in the voice, the face, everything.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah, this is a man who's just lost his mind.
yeah,
Let's see here. My number 7. That's where we're on, right? Yeah, number 7. Where the fuck is Oscar Goldman?
yeah, that's it's one of my favorites too.
Yeah,
So Ricky tears apart the kitchen because he thinks they kidnapped the chicken.
This is funny. Oh, you don't know? You still don't know? He's
Yeah.
ripping doors off the refrigerator, fucking cabinets off, like the fucking the oven door rips that shit off. I think fucking that shit is hilarious. And but no, but like I'm a big Ray fan, and yes, I love Ray too. I mean, yeah, Mr. Leahy is probably my favorite. Of course, it's no real hidden secret. Scoop Dad Leahy. I mean, come on. But like being named Ray in real life, like I always kind of liked Ray anyway. And every time I sit down and listen to Ray, when Ray gives his moments of wisdom, like there's one of the ones he says in what episode was it? Shoot, I can't remember. I just recorded it earlier. Well, anyway, but anytime you hear it, it's like it's so funny. A buddy of mine, he'll call me up and be like, dude, or like when we're watching, be like, dude, that so sounds like something you'd say to your boy or something at some point. Sounds like some sort of advice you'd give. And I was like, yeah, you're right. But things with Ray, I really like it. It's like you get to watch Ray in this just totally pretend like he can track this chicken, and he's like, man, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. I just doing it for the free liquor. He's like, shh, you guys hear that? Yeah, but then they go and they find the mushroom outside the lady. He's like, fucking the cock is a male chicken.
Yeah.
Decided, dude.
Fucking chicken.
Dude, and Bubbles, I remember he's scared shitless, dude. So this one is another one that I had to debate real hard with another episode that was gonna fit in here, and it was another one of my honorable mentions, and it was the previous episode leading into this one, which I truly loved also, and it almost took the slot, but is high definition piss jugs.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yes.
6 is my favorite season, so I'm not surprised.
Yes, I love 6. Well, 4, 5 are really good. I think 5. I'm not sure actually. I'm really not sure. I'd have to check that out and see which season is my favorite. Like it's hard. But yeah. So back to what I was saying. And then when you have to go watch Jacob try to kidnap the other chicken, and he's fucking, the chicken beats him up a little bit, and fucking Ricky's like, dude, are you telling me a chicken's smarter than you? And he's like, no, but he might be tougher.
He
like,
is, actually.
he totally is. He kicks chicken's butt, bro. And then how about when they're trying to peel out of there? And he's like, yeah, I'm a doctor. This is my doctor car. Get in the car. And he goes to peel out backwards. Just that one tire starts spinning, and they can't even get out of there.
The second episode where Trevor lost his shirt. The other one was where Ricky's like, let me have your shirt. And he wipes some sweat off his face and throws it away. He runs inside the trailer. All right, so my number 6 is propane, and it's all because of that part where Lay's like, propane, and Bubbles is singing along with him, just trying to get rid of him. That's hilarious.
Yeah. Oh, and how about like at the end there, he freaking blows up Ricky.
That's right, yeah. in a dress, too.
And Ricky goes to leave at the beginning of Working Man. If you remember that, because Working Man is the very next episode. So beginning of Working Man, Ricky goes to leave, and Barb's like, "You can't," because that's when he's banging Barb, and that's why Leahy tries to kill him and blow him up, and freaking Barb's like, "You can't leave," and Ricky turns around and goes, "Dude, it's just a little bit of fires, no big deal, little explosions, no big deal, like, you know, gotta go take care of this stuff, you know." Then he goes, "I gotta go take care of Leahy. I gotta figure out if I gotta save my dope plants. I gotta just name off all this shit." And he goes, "Man, I gotta get something to eat." Like, that was good.
Priorities, yeah.
Right. Let's see here. My number 6. Three Good Men Are Dead. Season 7, episode 3.
Oh,
That's
that
the,
was that the fuck goofs? Jake-
no. That's the one where this is why this one actually is a pretty big episode. Okay, because if you remember, season 7 is where Phil becomes a regular character.
yeah.
In episode 1, he showed. Remember, they're going to that episode almost made it too, because that's the beginning where Bubba's like, water bongs are so smooth, get you high, you don't even know it, you know. And then he shows up to sell the mackerel to him. Like, I love that scene, you know. But anyway, in this episode, it's the one where he comes to the park. Jacob gets introduced as his son to Randy for the first time. So Jacob's introduced, and that's when Jacob becomes a main character. And as we know, Jacob goes on to be like a super main character. I mean, shit, he's Moe's dad. Like, so that's another reason why it had to make the list, in my opinion. Like, it's a big episode for that. It's also where Phil shows Randy the trailer, and they discuss the Dirty Burger for the first time. And the Dirty Burger is huge to me. I love the Dirty Burger. Matter of fact, I play the Trailer Park Boys Greasy Money app game, and that was my first business I had maxed out. Like, I love me the Dirty Burger. I want to get a Dirty Burger T-shirt and everything. Like, I love me some Dirty Burger.
Was that at the episode where he fired Randy and said "sweaty bitch" was high?
No, that's a little bit later. That's after they actually get it started. At this point, it's still just a trailer. It's still about a camper. It's not even the Dirty Burger yet. Anyway, and then that's when they're in there talking about it. They see through the window George Green and Ted beating up
Oh yeah,
Jim with the phone books, and they go in there to stop them or see what's going on, and they get beat up, and then George and Tom spill the barbecue and the liquor, and then that's when Bubbles comes in and thinks they're having a crazy greasy liquor cheeseburger party, and it got out of control, and then they try to kill. So then they set them up by convincing Ray to get beat up by baseball bats. For some liquor. Again, Ray will do it for some liquor. That sounds like me. I'll fucking do it for some liquor. Fuck it. Yeah, Jason, I'll come down and eat a fucking bunch of super hot peppers with you. Just a jerky face melter challenge. Sure, give me some liquor. Sure, no problem. Yeah. But anyway, go ahead.
all right. My next one, number 5, is if you love something, set it free. So we discussed it before, but part at the end where they're actually getting choked up. I'm not fucking crying. I actually get a little bit emotional with them. Like when he says, "Go after her." So that's I found that a very affecting part of the episode. So
that's the one where we meet Steve French, correct?
Steve French, yep.
Yep. Yeah, that's a big episode. I like it. Good choice, man.
Yep.
I love Steve French.
Yeah, me too. Wouldn't want to have a pet, but yeah.
When I got my kitty Vince the Pins, that was the other name that I almost named him, was Steve French. But because he looks just like Vince the Pins, I decided that I was gonna run with that and just call him Vince the Pins. Where are we at here? Number 5?
Yeah.
Odd. Number 5. Horrorgeddon, season 8, episode 5.
Oh yeah, Horrorgeddon.
That's the one where it's Steve Rogers' bachelor party, and he comes and the Dirty Dancer is just up and running. Shed and Breakfast is just up and running. And they come in and have that big, and then Julian convinces Bubbles to let him rent out the sheds, and he gets the crab infestation. Fucking.
Yeah.
But at the very end of it, at the very, very end of it, one of my favorite Leahy lines, one of my favorite things ever, and of course I've had it for before, is Cyrus and Sam walk in there, and that's when they go, "Hey, what's for breakfast, Leahy? Liquor ball sandwiches."
Yeah, that's right.
I love that episode. There's something else that happened at the beginning too. I can't remember now. See, I told you I should take better notes.
All right, so that was number 5. Number 4 is the Kiss of Freedom, all because of the part where Ricky had to kiss Jim Leahy's bare ass.
Bare ass, right? Because he didn't get the encyclopedia, he didn't get the trailer, so he bought the
Yeah.
encyclopedias. That's right.
Had thrown his money away and had the choice between buying very expensive encyclopedias and the trailer. So he had to set an example for his daughter so she wouldn't be stupid like him. I would, if I got a chance to like interview Rob Wells, probably the first question I would ask him is, what was it like to kiss John Dunsworth's bare ass? That was probably real liquor he was drinking.
And how high does it rank on greatest memories of your life?
Yeah, right. 'Cause it wasn't fake. I mean, you could tell. I mean, lips made
Oh
contact.
yeah, no, yeah, he kissed ass. But you know what? I mean, that's the thing. If you're doing a show, like, I mean, if you're trying to, you got to sell it, you got to make it real, right? It's just for acting. Like, it's not like you got to stick his, finger up his butt or something. Like Blackberry Kush. And if anyone goes over to our Trailer Park Boys Fan Federation Facebook page, there's videos of me sampling some of those, plus a couple waxes and a flower called Egg Roll. So go check it out. Trailer Park Boys Fan Federation on Facebook.
Sorry. So
we're back.
Yeah. Where were we? Where did we leave off?
I think you just did your 4, correct?
What was your 4?
My 4, Super Bling Cowboy.
Super Blink Boy, yeah, Snoop Dogg, yeah.
Season 10, episode 8. It's a great episode. It's another one of those where you get a little message. Snoop Dogg lays it on. Remember, Bubbles has got to do the concert. Fucking, they're all over there fighting over bullshit. Snoop Dogg lets him know, like, hey, you need to do this. But it's also one of my favorites because I love Drunk Leahy. I used to always love watching it, and I'd drink with him and get drunk and watch it. But I loved him and Leslie drunk together in that episode, especially when they're like, they're playing the game of like who can get the breathalyzer higher. And fucking and then they're trying to figure out how to get back in the park, and that's when he goes, I'm just gonna let the liquor figure it out. We'll let the liquor figure out how we're gonna get in there. And then Julian shows up to get him and goes, I need you guys to come back to the park because remember Tom Arnold and Snoop wanted to see 10 out of 10 Drunk Leahy. So Julian shows up, I'll bring you to the park. And fucking, you want me to come to the park? And then he that's me, look at Liz, and the liquor figured it out. The liquor figured it out. The liquor figured it out. And it's good.
He is the liquor. So
That's right. That's right.
all right, so my number 3 is I fucking miss Corey and Trevor. The two key things. One was Bubbles when they get him from the freezer. He's like, very cold. Very cold. And they put the bread to his cheeks, and he's like, oh, that feels heavenly.
So warm. That's right. That's also the one where in the beginning, remember they're stealing meat, and fucking, he was like, he's over the PA. The water bong's so smooth, it gets you high. You don't even really know it till it's too late. Fucking,
oh, the song that he was playing, that there was once a chain of convenience stores in the Atlantic Canada called Green Gables, similar to 7-Eleven, and that song was the radio jingle that they created, also for
Really?
TV as well. Yeah, so that's what he was playing.
I always kind of wondered what that was.
Yeah, that's what it was. Yeah, they got a lot. Yeah, they got a lot of references to the local culture there, like Moon Mist ice cream, which is really good. I haven't had it since I was like 3 or 4 years old. The last time I actually, well, not the last time I lived there, but yeah, I was living in Dartmouth, which is where the show is shot, and I remember having that ice cream. It's really fucking good. Let me see. My next one is and another thing about I fucking miss Corey and Trevor is actually the moment where Julian says to Ricky, "You miss Corey and Trevor, don't you?" And he admitted it. He kind of got choked up a little bit. After all years of abuse, he finally admits, he kind of likes them.
Yep, I totally remember that. Let's see here. My turn, right? Number 3.
Yeah.
Let the liquor do the thinking.
So which one was this? Of the liquor?
No, Let the Liquor Do the Thinking. It is season 7, episode 8. It's the one where Leahy is back off the wagon. He's going liquor drunk crazy, and he runs up to Randy and ties him up. Remember, he's in a police car. He ties him up with the hose and throws him in the back. He's gonna go commit suicide. They're gonna drive it off the cliff.
Oh
but
yeah.
uh, but they end up getting back together. As the police car falls off the edge and frickin' they're like, and he's like, fuck it, bud, let's go down and see what kind of liquor we can salvage, you know. It's also the one where, if I remember correctly, it's the one where Lucy gets arrested. They're ganking luggage at the airport with J Rock, and
We was at.
Leahy shows up there and pepper sprays her and everybody there. Remember that?
Yeah, that's right. We was at, and Ricky was jealous and shit.
Yeah, yeah.
But they were making out and shit.
And fucking it's also the one where Ray sends the letter up. It's right after they went down to Maine, and so they got the Swayze Express, and that's where Bubbles gets the newspaper, and frickin' so he goes to that's got his picture in it. So he goes to Lucy and them because they're doing the clothing and everything, and he dresses up. That's when he becomes the Scorpion.
Scorpion, yeah.
Yeah, and then at the end, that's the one where, because this is where Leahy finally breaks the treaty. Because you remember they got the peace treaty for a while, so he's on the roof because they go to get all the dope because they're gonna go put it in a box to send it to Sebastian Bach. And then frickin' Leahy's on the roof with the gun, and Julian's like, man, what happened to the treaty? And fucking Leahy's like, the liquor's more powerful than any treaty, you know that, Julian. And the fucking as they're, he goes, who's your little fucking weirdo friend in the wig? Nice disguise, Bubs. Because Bubbles is standing there just like, he's like, it's not Bubbles, I'm the Scorpion from the desert. No, you're not. And then he takes off. And then as they're leaving, they're like, you know what? The liquor's gonna let you down, Jim. And he looks at him and goes, the liquor's gonna let me down, Julian. Yeah, the liquor doesn't let you down, buddy. And if you remember at the very beginning, that's also because Ricky had the trailer. That's when he was living with all the weed all over the trailer. And then they had the raccoons, or the rakins as he calls it. And he has the crow, Cheryl Crow, that lived in the weed nest in the freaking phone power line right outside.
Yeah. Randy went up there to get the weed from.
Yeah, that's the way the episode starts. Is Randy's up there plucking buds out of Cheryl Crow's nest.
Right. My number 2 is high definition piss jugs. My favorite part is when Ricky reveals his business is called Garbage Land. That's hilarious. Garbage Land.
Yeah, dude, and it's so sad because poor Bubbles, all he wants to do is promote Kittyland, you know, and then, and it's great because it's one of the ones where Jim's pretending to be drunk, but he's actually not, and so, which, in real life he never is, but you get my point, like, he's not actually drunk in that episode, he's just putting on a show because he's trying to catch the guys in the act, and he's driving around, and remember, they're sitting there doing the first interview, and he drives by, behind Steve Rogers drinking the bottle and shit, or well, it was just one of the eccentrics, Barb says.
I found out a certain trucker is living in the dump. How's it feel to be a loser, Ray?
You know what? Honestly, out of all the moves ever, all the stunts, all the bullshit Leahy's ever done, that is the one and only time that I get a little upset. Oh, yeah. Maybe because it's Ray. Maybe because my name's Ray. I don't know. But it's like, if you watch, like, just before that, Ray looks at him and goes, hey, buddy, can you not? And he goes, no problem, bud. And, like, two men alone, and he shakes on it. Like, that should have been like, all right, I'm not gonna, because, it's not like he was even drunk either. Like, he was sober. And so it's like I'm always like, because you were alone. Like, you guys weren't fighting, and you guys were being nice, and you made a deal, and you shook hands, and like you should have honored that, in my opinion. But
my favorite Ray moment is the place I'm going to. It has nature and it's beautiful beyond your wildest dreams, and then they juxtapose to the place he's staying. Hey Ricky, don't tell anybody I'm living at the dump.
Oh yeah, that's right.
That's
funny. Yeah. All right. Well, real quick before I do my last number 2, I want to do my final honorable mention real quick. I don't have to talk about it, but real quick. It was a liquor captain never abandons a sinking shit ship. Oh, and season 11, episode 8. That's the one where they're trying to sell the weed, and then the freaking, I don't remember who was put up the sign. The signs are wrong. It's talking about free weed, instead of free wood or something. That's remember they try to make the joke about that. And then at the end of it, um, I don't know. The way that Leahy and Randy are locked in that little camper floating on the water drinking.
Yeah.
If it wasn't for that one gunshot that went off through the floor, like that just seems like such a happy little time to me. Like I would love to be like locked, like my buddy Kevin. Like if we just had our own little trailer float on the water, just locked in there with a bunch of liquor, I'd be happier than hell. Yeah, that'd just be so much fun. But anyway, my number two is actually a two-parter, and I put them together because they go completely together. This episode, and they're actually both on your list, so we don't have to talk about them too much. But it's Propane, and Working Man, which are season 4, episodes 7 and 8, the last 2 episodes of the season. Yes, I love those episodes. Just the way Leahy is, the propane thing. Like it's so much fun. It's so funny the way he blows up Ricky, freaking the way they go after him, the way Ricky kidnaps. Oh shit, I forgot her name, and I just knew her name earlier. But it has them out working there, and they're singing in the field, and
Rita McNeil, yeah.
Yeah, Rita, yeah.
By the way, I
What's
went to a McNeil concert when I was 10 years old.
Really?
Singer from Nova Scotia, yeah.
Yeah. I looked her up because of that episode, But yeah.
My first
your first?
My very first concert, yeah.
Wow.
Building, yeah.
Really? My very first concert was John Cougar Mellencamp, but I was like 3 or something, so I don't really remember it. Like the first concert that I remember picking my tickets to go to was Metallica and Korn when I was like 14.
Oh, my
tickets for that. Yeah, that was badass. Back in like it was New Year's night. No, I'm sorry. It was the New Year's Eve night, like the night before, and it was freaking 1996, I think. 96, yeah. I think that's what.
Yeah, like both those bands.
I'm dating myself now. Yeah, but yeah, dude, that's great. But you're right, and then just the way that episode. And remember, they're driving out down the road in the dark, and Ricky's smoking the joint in the cab, and freaking. Hot boxing Bubbles can't see. Ricky tells him to turn lights off, and he's like, "Oh yeah, I'll just navigate this big truck down this little road in the dark with no lights, whatever." And that's when they hit Corey and Trevor and smash them.
Oh yeah.
And then when they finally get all the weed, they tow him out of there, and then the chain snaps, and that's what causes the big accident that gets him out, and that's where the standoff was. Yeah, Leahy, and he's got all the dynamite around his neck, and oh, dude, that shit was so funny. And then, yeah, but yeah, all right, go ahead.
Yeah, my number one is where in the fuck is Oscar Goldman? Because the part where Ricky starts tearing apart the kitchen because he thought that Leahy kidnapped the chicken. That cracks me up every time. That's just one piece that never fails to make me laugh, and I've seen it many, many times.
Oh yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. That shit is so hilarious.
Rob,
all right.
Really good physical comedian. I think he's.
Oh yeah, he's great at falling over things
Right.
and tripping. They all kind of. I mean, him and John really are exceptional at it. I mean, I've never seen a man fall down the stairs like.
Yeah.
John is just so good at it. Oh.
He kept his balance too, and he was like in his 60s when he did that. So that's saying something too.
Yeah.
And Rob Wells falling down the hills, like the Art Corral and.
Yes, I remember that. That shit's so good. All right, my number one is another two-parter because they go together. And the first I Am the Liquor, followed by The Shit Blizzard, which is season 5, episodes 9 and 10, which are the last 2 episodes. Because I Am the Liquor is the one where he's sitting around, he's starting to get all the names on the bottles and fucking. He's wanting to set him up. He's living in Julian's grandma's trailers where he's got a for sale sign on it, and he gets Julian to give him all the money for the trailer, which Ricky gave him to bail out Ray because Ray's in jail at the time, and then fucking Ricky double crosses him, and I mean Julian does and like pays for the trailer, and then remember Leahy used that money. He's like, here, I got $100 for food. I got $1,400 for liquor, and I got $6,000 to bail out some more shit puppets, because we need more shit puppets for our play. But shit puppets got to be angry shit puppets, and shit puppets are going to get other shit.
Oh, Cyrus. The Flat
Yes.
Brothers.
He
Yeah.
he bails out Cyrus and the flat. Remember, he's driving by later on drinking a liquor, and they're because he now knows about the hash drive. That's where he gets the video game machine. Has Corey and Trevor come over, tell him about the hash driveway,
Like,
fucking, and then Ricky and Julian catch Leahy driving around. You fuck call the cops. What are you gonna do now, Leahy? Quit with the bullshit. And he goes, oh, I did something much worse than call the cops, and drives off. They're like, what the fuck? What does
you're
that mean? You know?
in Cyrus and
Yeah.
Ennis and Terry. Fuck off.
And then that's that thing. That episode leads into the shit blizzard where they come into the park and they have that shit. Remember, Leahy paints the. Yeah, there's a cowboy riding a cock on the trailer that's got my name with an arrow pointing at it, you know, like,
Yeah.
and Ricky's name at the bottom, you know, and fucking, that shit. Hey, we're here. We got the car. We want our hash. We're not looking for any problems, but we don't mind making some. You know, like fucking that shit was gold. And then they start having that shootout over the hash driveway. Then Bubble starts crying, and fucking remember what Ricky proposes was so great, dude. He's like, all right, let's put down the guns. Let's have a good old fat. Bubbles is crying. Let's just have a fist fight, everybody. All right, we'll put down the guns. We'll have a fist fight. Good old fist fight, Bubble. You know. And then they finally, give him the stuff. And then as they're leaving, freaking Corey and Trevor get in that argument about because who's fucking up and who's not. And then fucking Corey shoots at him, and the big shootout happens. And then Ricky has that heart attack. Fucking,
Yeah.
dude, all kinds of stuff happens, man. And then fucking George Green and Ted show up, and then Corey and Trevor get shot. They're in the trunk. Ricky's having a heart attack, and they start yelling, "Cyrus, stop shooting! There's people hurt over here."
Well, my favorite Ted moment when he said to Randy, "We'd like to go cross country skiing later on."
Yes,
We were
yes. Oh, that was horrible.
doing sexual.
Ricky also dies in that episode.
Oh yeah, is that the one where he ended up in a coma for a while?
No. This is the one where he dies from the heart attack behind the car, and then Leahy gives him mouth to mouth and brings him back.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Normally they revive him by blowing weed smoke into him, but that was the time where CPR was used.
Yeah.
Well, there you have it, folks. That's our top 10 list. We'll be posting the episode in the Facebook group, so maybe other people can list their favorite episodes. And this is it for Raymond and I. So to sign off, I'm gonna say, fuck off. We got work to do.